Got my tea.
Perfect. All right, and we are live. I am super excited to be here with every one of you this evening. For those of you who are not aware what's going on tonight, it's a healing demo. Before I dive in and introduce myself and, of course, my good friend here, that I'm actually just getting to really know for the first time in my lifetime, in this life in general. I believe Nancy and I probably know each other from lifetimes ago. That's how I usually feel about people I work with in regards to healing. I want to ask everybody to take a moment to share this out, which is what I'm going to do too, to let everybody know that we are here. So give me just a second to do just that. It's so important that we let StreamYard know that we are here, so StreamYard can let people share their comments. So going over here. And Nancy, if you want to tap into your StreamYard page too, so anybody on your end can see this, that would be great. There we go. Perfecto. All right. And then I'm just going to turn around and just make sure I'm streaming where I need to be streaming, which is the 3 platforms, Twitter, YouTube, and then we're going to land on Facebook, because that's usually where all the action is, where most of our followers follow through. And then we're going to get this party starting. I will introduce, share what it is we're going to be doing, so no one's in the dark, and everyone has a better understanding to what's going on here today. And that you don't get confused, because no, this is not Kitty today. This is Nancy. Usually I come on with Kitty and she and I play, which we're going to be doing anyway with Nancy, is we're going to play. Those of you who are following from Twitter or known as X, please hit that little heart button. Let me know that you are here. Moving on into YouTube. Let's slow this down. There's so much back-end work to be done here.
There's a lot. There is a lot.
There is definitely a lot. And sometimes YouTube doesn't play so well. Like it's not right now playing well. We are live there, but it's just not playing very well. So I'll come back to that later. All right. All right, so we are on Facebook. So for anybody who is here, wants to play with us, please come and say hi. Why is this not working now? I love when it doesn't cooperate. Anyways, just hollering some folks in, see who's around, so we can have a few people here with us as we go through this journey.
It's always more fun with more people.
Yes. And it is 8 p.m. Eastern time. So again, I want to welcome everyone. Welcome. I'm Reverend Joanne Angel Barry Cologne, the founder of Holistic Fitness, located right here in Queens. Your holistic integrated teacher, Reiki master, Reiki teacher, card creator, card reader, medical astrologer, master numerology. The list goes on and goes on and goes on. And I have the pleasure today to sit with, play with, and work on a healing demo with Nancy Nance. Nancy Nance, introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about where you are from and whatever else you want to share. That's going to dive us right into this amazing healing demo, and I'll talk a little bit about that as well. So introduce yourself, Nancy.
I am Nancy Nance. I am Exponential Joy, and I had the pleasure of connecting. I'm here in Canada, Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And I had the opportunity of connecting with Joanne during a beautiful astrology session, a group session that we both attended with the amazing Kitty, I can never say her, Whitwig?
Yes.
Kitty Foss.
Yeah, exactly. It's very long. When adding both of her names in, yes, it is long. Just trying to figure out when to go back to it in a second. It said I was streaming, but why is it not sharing? I love when it doesn't play along with us. 1 second. Come on out. Technology is such a beautiful thing.
It's got lots of bells and whistles.
It does. All right. I'm going to turn off my phone and turn it back on because for whatever the reasons are, it's not corresponding. But anyway, for anyone who is watching from, let's say, YouTube or Twitter, and those of you who might actually be bumping into this page just by accident because for whatever the reasons are, StreamYard hasn't shared that we're live just yet. Not sure why, but we are live. And this is a demonstration, as Nancy was saying, that she and I met last week, was it, Nancy? That we met last week. Yes, we met in Kitty's group, her astrology class, and Nancy was mentioning that she experiences foot pain, foot discomfort, inflammation. I think was the word you used. Correct?
Yep. Inflammation, spasmings. It's when I walk.
When she walks, yes. And when we speak of inflammation in general, I always believe that there's always a metaphysical explanation behind a medical diagnosis. And when we can get to learn the actual truth, where we get the medical diagnosis, we might go to urgent care, we might actually go to our primary physician, or we may actually go to an orthopedic. Either way, somewhere along the line, we get information letting us know what the issue may be, as I like to call it, the issue in the tissues is what I usually call it. When something's showing up in our lives, it usually stems from an emotional component first before it actually shows up as a physical condition for what's showing up for us. And I just want to double check here, do this again. I do see that there is somebody watching. Yay, yay, yay. Just gonna double dive into this. Be nice if StreamYard can play along. There we go. There we go. All right. Looks like perfect. Sorry for the distractions, guys. I just like to know that we are streaming where we need to be because that makes life a lot easier. Okay. Let's see if this is going to work now. Still not working. Anyways, all right, let's not get caught up in that. So anyway, so as Nancy was saying last week when we were chatting in the astrology class, is that she has experienced foot pain when she walks. So theoretically, when we think about it, I always look at things, I look at everything. When someone says that they're experiencing some sort of pain, wherever that pain is. In Nancy's case, it's in her foot, and it's when she walks. So theoretically, anytime Nancy walks, she's going to have pain. Now, Nancy, which foot is this pain in?
It's in both. It's in both. So often, especially when I'm getting up, like if I'm sleeping and then I go to stand up, I will step automatically with my right foot because I'm right foot dominant. But now I'm finding that I step on my left first, giving my right a chance to get up. So it's both of them. It's just that I'm tippy-toeing around.
Yes. So you're saying, so it starts off in your left foot, and then because you're shifting over, it goes into your right. Is that what you just said?
The pain is in the right, but I'm stepping with my left now. So I've got it in my left as well. So it's both feet.
So pain starts in the right. So let's just talk a little bit about the factor that the pain starts off in her right foot. So when we think about the right foot is about the masculine. It's about taking action. And because the pain starts there, perhaps what could be going on in a nutshell is whatever action that needs to be done unconsciously, the universe is looking for Nancy to slow it down because the pain starts in the right and she's sort of shifting her weight so she doesn't feel the pain in the right so much, so it ends up in the left side. And when we think about the left side is about the feminine to be able to receive. The right side is about actually taking action, and the left side is about actually receiving, but she has them in both feet. Now, question for you, Nancy, regarding your pain, and this may take a little bit of thinking on your end. When did you first start noticing the pain taking place in your right foot? Like, can you go back like to a date? Like, was it 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago? Can you go back to that?
no, we're going back months. We're going back months.
Can you pinpoint
Yep.
specifically what, like how far back months?
Let's go back to about June or July, and I was still working in the administrative role that I had in corporate work.
Mm. Okay, so we're speaking about June or July, and also administration work. And just as Nancy said the word administration work, we can all hear in her voice that that was something that probably was no longer serving her, correct?
Absolutely not serving me. Nope.
Exactly. So there's a good probability that because at that point in time, she wasn't aligned with the work she was doing. I'm going to use the word 9 to 5 if you don't mind. And because she wasn't aligned with her 9 to 5, her body was starting to show signs of imbalancement. There was an imbalance in something that no longer aligned your spirit. And it was an everyday reminder because of your feet. Now, let's say if you had this pain in your shoulder, it wouldn't be an everyday reminder because there are things that we can modify so we don't feel pain in our shoulder. But when it comes to our feet, it's really challenging to modify how you walk, how you move, so you don't have the pain. Now, can you recall the pain in your feet? Was it more like in the toes, the soles of your feet, or the heels?
Yeah, it starts off in the pad underneath the feet,
Like right before the
and down
toes?
the right before the toes, and then down the inner arch, and then across the heel, and then back up.
Yes, yeah. So it's really in a space where even if she tried to walk differently, there was no getting away from this pain that was showing up in her foot because unless she tiptoed and became a toe walker, and that itself would probably cause other pain as well because most people do not walk on their toes unless there's other issues going on. So in regards to, are you still with that job, your administrative job?
Nope.
How long ago did you leave that?
That would have been end of November, end of October, end of October.
And I'm guessing 2023, end of October 2023? Okay. And you still have the pain?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay. All right. So this is where we're going to go to now because we now realize that the pain is still there. She's already left the job that theoretically was throwing her off alignment, where her physical and spiritual alignment. If that was the cause to the pain, everything would have sort of readjusted itself. But the pain is still here. So what we need to now find out, we need to sort of start connecting dots. I want you to close your eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath in. And just slowly exhale your breath. And as you do, I want you to bring yourself back to the age of anywhere between the age of 6 to 8.
Mm-hmm.
And I want you to think about the experience with your foot, the pain with your foot, and see if you can if you get any memory from the age of 6 to 8 that might resemble something closely connected to the discomfort in your feet, or that may actually cause your feet to hurt now.
At that time, my mom and I were venturing off on our own. Mom and dad were going through a separation, and we were moving back from British Columbia to Alberta.
And this was how old? What age?
That would have been 7.
7 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So mom and dad had separated?
Yep.
So it was just you and mom now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And how was that experience for you upon you and mom moving and dad not being in the scene?
It was scary. Very scary. Mm-hmm. Lonely. It was exciting though too, because I was moving close back to where my cousins were. But I was going to a new school. I never liked going to new schools.
Take a breath here again. As you exhale the breath, we're just going to put your 7-year-old self aside for a moment. And I just want you to sort of come back again to your present time of just recently leaving your administrative job.
Mm-hmm.
What are you currently doing in replacement of that administrative job?
Doing what I was doing on the side, life coach, psychic medium, energy healing, all the things that I love to do. Fully embracing what it is that I do. Writing my memoir.
Now, does any of that scare you at this point?
Definitely there's marks of fear, definitely. And excitement.
Yes, yes, yes. Now, I'm going to sort of take us off on a different path for just a moment. This is what I'm now starting to hear. If you're okay with sharing this part.
Mm-hmm.
Regarding your son, is there anything going on in his life at this point in time, in the time frame of you leaving your administrative job to starting your journey with what you love? Is there anything going on in his life that could very well be the connection to your fear of him moving forward on something and you're not comfortable with it? Not that you're not comfortable in reference to, I want to make sure I get it right here. Not that you're not comfortable with, it's more of a parenting not comfortable with it, or there's something that your gut is saying that there's something not right about what it is he's doing, and the energy you're picking up from your foot is actually more for him. Does that make sense to you?
Oh, both of my sons are going through challenges with work.
Yes. So how does that feel for you, knowing that both of your sons are going through challenges with work?
Oh gosh. I would like to just have a magic wand and make it all easy. And I know that they're able to do it on their own. And I'm a mom, so I try my best to help a lot.
Yes. Now, have either one of them shared anything with you in the last, I'm hearing last 6 months or 12 months, that may have you in the point where your feet, again, because when we think of the word itis is about anger. It's inflammation. That may have you feeling a little angry.
Well, I've been writing my memoir and editing it, so going back through a lot of past, a lot.
Yes. Now, when you're writing, are you paying attention to how your body is feeling when you are writing? Like where your body is actually taking on the emotions to to what the writing is that you're doing?
Nope.
How are your feet feeling right now?
Tight.
Tight. What I like you
Achy.
to do, achy.
Hmm.
What I like you to do is I like you just to wiggle your toes a little bit.
Okay.
And as you're wiggling your toes, I want you to think about all the different experiences that we just spoke about in regards to when you were 7 and you and your mom moving on without your dad and starting a new school, which was a little scary for you, and leaving your 9 to 5 as an administrative and moving into something that you really want to be doing, life coaching, writing your armoire, um, and just moving your feet, knowing that you have the flexibility, you have the freedom, you have the ability. You have the ability to literally move one foot in front of the other and free yourself of whatever anger that your past version of you might have held on to. At this very moment, I'm actually hearing to ask you to talk to me a little bit about the relationship you had with your dad.
Hmm. My dad was my hero, and not having him in my life, there was a lot of anger when I was in my adolescence. More at my mom. My mom never told me that my dad was anything other than perfect. I didn't know that he had his faults. I didn't know. I thought it was me. I thought that I had done something wrong, or that I wasn't good enough. Now my
Mm.
relationship with my dad is great, but
And
during
was
those
it?
teenage years, we didn't talk. Yeah, teenage years were really rough.
Mm. And what was it like for you to have a healing moment with your dad?
Oh, it's great. It's great. Every opportunity I get to be with him, more as more authentically, more vulnerable, is wonderful. We all have different levels of vulnerability that we're willing to be. So I can only be my own vulnerability. He's not as vulnerable as I am.
Yes. Yes. I'd like you to take another breath here. And as you exhale your breath, I want you to come back to your younger version of you at 7. I want you to imagine her sitting right there with you. I want you to begin to have a conversation with her, perhaps by starting with asking her what her feelings were, how she's feeling now, and what is it that you could do for her now to help her heal or help you heal her at the age of 7.
Mm. Being excited and having fun, like just um, uninhibited fun. Yeah, swirling, dancing, twirling fun. Like I see my granddaughter becoming.
Oh, nice. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. So take a breath here again. And as you exhale the breath, If there's anything more that your 7-year-old self needs to say, or if you need to say to her, this is an opportunity for you to do that. And then we're going to allow her energy to be released out. Okay. Now, before we went live today, I had asked you what your month and day was regarding your birthday. And when I added up your numbers, I got excited. And you had said to me that most people do get excited when you tell them your birthday. And just to start off, I mean, just put your numbers based on numerology. That number 9 being born on the 9th day of the month is just an indication that you are here to transform. You are here to dream. You are here to let go of anything that doesn't serve who you are becoming. And that 10 energy is about your soul's calling, the work that you came here to do, and being able to embody the spiritual and the physical as one, so you can better understand the journey that you go through based on the different things that show up in the body. And interesting enough, and I think I might have mentioned this when we were in the astrology group last week, when we speak of Pisces energy, Pisces is associated with the feet. So it's not uncommon for many people to experience challenges with their feet, whether it's sore feet or inflamed feet or itchy feet, any of that during Pisces season. However, yours has been going on for way before Pisces season started, and I'm hoping that after today that your sore feet, your inflamed feet will minimize and possibly be released prior to Pisces season leaving. Now, the overall energy that you have with your birthday for this year, for 2024, happens to be 9. And as a personal energy year of 9, this is your year to transform. This is your year to let go of all of the experiences that you might have had in your lifetime, even past life for that matter, that really no longer serve you. So it is really about moving past the healing process of things and just recognizing that when the pain in the feet show up, it really is your body's way of just asking you to just slow down for a little while. Just to slow down for a little while, using perhaps that time to write your book. Because in theory, if you didn't have discomfort in your feet, you'd probably be busy doing a bunch of things physically, not really having the time to do the very thing you're looking to do. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Oh, very much so. Very much so. Nancy doesn't sit still so well. You almost have to nail me down to keep me not moving. So yes,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
very much so. And I really enjoy the process of editing as much as it is extremely challenging. I'm enjoying the challenge. I'm enjoying it very, very much.
Yes.
Yeah. I lose myself in that moment.
Exactly. So we're in your 9 energy year. In this year for you, this is about your transformation. This is about you sharing your journey. This is about you being able to move forward even when your feet hurt to move forward. It's the message I'm actually getting is that the information that you have in your feet is more about the reminder of everything you experienced. And which is going to sound really weird and funny at the same time, your inner child does not want you to forget what you experienced.
Mm-hmm.
And that could very well be a part of why you're experiencing the inflammation in your feet at this particular time. I also do definitely strongly get that a big part of the inflammation in your feet is more related to your two sons. You're holding on to their emotions on how and what they're experiencing right now. Because you're the mama, and it's almost like you want to protect them. So reality of it all is like, okay, your body's like, okay, where's the best place to hold this discomfort for them so they don't have to feel it? And your body says, let's put it in the feet. Now, what are your two sons' birthdays, by the way? Month and day, not the year.
March 4th and May 14th.
Yes, we know that one of them has a birthday tomorrow. And he's carrying a 6th personal energy year for this year. This is a big year for him in reference to he himself healing his body as well. Do you see that he is in that journey where he's in the process of healing his body? Different things are definitely happening for him so he can heal his body.
Yeah.
I always find it fascinating when we move into that healing energy, that healing month, and people get so excited about, oh, it's a healing month, but then we forget that, okay, in order for it to be a healing month means there's going to be things that we're going to experience that's going to require us to heal.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I mean, that means pain. If you're healing, that means that you're overcoming some form of pain.
Exactly. But it's also with that, for your son, with that 6th energy, it really is about him becoming the word I'm hearing, the wizard for himself in reference to he becoming more familiar with where the pain shows up in his body. And he's starting to recognize that, okay, this is not pain, this is a message. This is not pain, it's a message. And as for your other son, oh, he's a double 5. Wow. Your other son shares the same personal energy year as you. He's a 9 as well. So he too is on his journey of transformation. Yes. Things coming to an end. And remember, when we think about that 9, it is about things coming to an end. So him losing his job right now in this energy makes a lot of sense, where endings are happening for him. There'll be a new beginning for him that's going to come through. I always believe, and I recently started saying this, that the expression when one door closes, another one opens, not always true. Not always true. The door doesn't always open immediately once the other door closes. Sometimes there's a delay. And there's a delay sometimes just to give us an opportunity to be grateful for the experiences we had prior, so that we can be more grateful for the new experiences that will come in. So it is a very powerful time for both your sons and for you, for that matter as well, with your feet and the motion, the movement. I also get a big insight that a lot of the inflammation that you have going on is really, how do I say this? When we're in the process of getting ready to do a massive shift, our body goes through a spiritual calibration. And when our body goes through the spiritual calibration, it's going through our chakra system. So what I'm getting is the energy came from the crown and worked its way from each chakra point and is literally landing in your feet. It's getting ready to burst out. It's getting ready to burst out. Now, you mentioned, but well, I know this because you were in the class. You're currently learning more about astrology, correct?
Yeah.
So you're very well aware that we've had a lot of astrological shifts going on in the last, give and take, 4 years.
Massive. Well, it's been 100 years of growth in 4 years. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly, exactly. And we just experienced this massive shift where Pluto shifted out of Capricorn into Aquarius, and Aquarius is the vision we hold, and Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, which is the awakening planet. Uranus is associated with the root chakra. So everything in the root chakra from the tailbone down is that awakening process where your body's getting ready to go through what I'm literally seeing is like this explosion that's taking place. Not that you're going to have an explosion, but it's the inflammation. It's like everything's ready just to bust open. Does that make sense to you?
It makes total sense. And when you think about an electric being electrocuted, all of that energy comes into the body, and then it goes out. It's got to go out somewhere. That energy has to go out. Otherwise, you'll crisp, right?
Exactly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull a card for you. And then once I'm done pulling the card, if you have any other questions relating to this particular topic, I would like you to ask those questions. And then I'm going to connect with my guides and see what insight shows up for you based on your questions. But first, I want to get a card for you pertaining to this. See if the word shows up as to the journey here. The word is freedom. Freedom. Your feet bring you into freedom. Every step that you take brings you into freedom. Every step that you take brings you into freedom. I'm also hearing the message on the message is, and tell me if this resonates with you, because I'm hearing that this message should resonate. You don't need to struggle to be successful. Did you witness someone who in your eyes struggled for them to be successful?
Yep.
Yes, that's the message I'm hearing, is you don't need to struggle to be successful. I'm also, the other image I have going across is literally a person walking with like this huge bag, so basically representing their life, and they're walking barefooted. And that barefoot, obviously someone who walks barefoot is going to, at the end of the day, have lots of blisters. And that's just a representation of everything you've accomplished in all the work that you've done. Your card is telling you, though, now you can have your freedom. You can let that go. You don't have to walk around with the idea of thinking that you have to struggle to have success. From this day forward, things will come easy for you. And you can literally, as you lotion your feet, do you ever use crystals and rub them on the bottom of your feet? Like take a big, nice crystal and rub them on the bottom of your feet? You ever do that?
No, but I've got a really good one here.
Yes. What I'm hearing is literally tonight, from the heel of your foot all the way, just rubbing it and then let it go. Yeah. Just rubbing it and let it go. And every time you do that, to literally see all of whatever it is, the unconscious anger, because theoretically this inflammation that shows up, it's an unconscious anger. There's an anger there that's so deep, and I'm being guided not to work on releasing it for you, because that anger there's a reason why the anger is there, and they don't want it to be worked on just yet. There's a reason why it's there. It's almost like a motivation. And I actually laugh when I say it's like a motivation for you. It's like, I know I had said in the astrology class that sometimes we hold on to whatever it is because of the payoff. This is not a payoff. This is a motivation. And
Yeah.
once you hit that motivational point, all of a sudden you're gonna feel like it's just gonna feel like everything just went away. Everything
Well, and
just
it's
went away.
really beautiful too, because anybody who knew me 15 years ago, 20 years ago, 25 years ago, I mean, I was angry, like like very, very, very angry. So to remember that, um, it does serve its purpose to remember who I was. It's not who I
Yeah.
am, but it's who I was, very much so. And when I was in Mexico on the beach about 2 weeks ago, and there was a lovely lady who was working on my feet, and she was using, actually, it was a man, and he was using golf ball, just like the ball that I have. You know, it's it's very, very, very interesting when you look at that.
Yes.
Um,
Yes,
it's
and
beautiful.
when you actually look at what he was doing while working on your feet, when we think about it, and I'm sure you're familiar with myofascial release.
Yes, yes, because
Yeah,
that's the one thing that I'm doing is I'm seeing an osteopath. So, and that's really cool. I mean, really cool. Yeah,
yes, yes. And when we
and
think about
and a bit painful.
oh, yes, 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 of course, because anytime we have anything, any type of inflammation, any type of even like fragile buildup in an area, it's going to be painful. And then there you are with he's using golf balls for that matter. I'm suggesting crystals, and you're rubbing it through. You're literally breaking up all of the itis, all of the inflammation. And along with breaking up the inflammation, you're tapping into pressure points on the feet.
Yeah.
Lots of pressure points on the feet. When you get a chance, and you can probably find a beautiful diagram on Google in regards to all the different pressure points and what each pressure point actually means on an emotional level as you go
Mhm.
through, tapping through and rubbing that ball onto that area. So I definitely recommend working with your crystal and pushing through each section, especially at the toes area, to push through it, the big toe as well, and even with your fingers for that matter, working through, and then digging into the actual crest of the toes, because that too will be very beneficial for you.
Yeah.
So the number 14 represents 5, which is change. Change is definitely on its way in your journey right now in regards to the pain that you're experiencing in your feet. So now what I want to ask of you before let me go with your questions first. Do you have any questions that you would like some guidance on regarding your feet and this topic in general?
Well, I think one of the things that, I mean, I know that I struggle with, and I'm sure there's someone else out there that's listening that can resonate with giving myself permission to, I mean, today I sat and I enjoyed reading. Just giving myself permission to enjoy whatever it is that I'm doing,
Yes. Yes.
not
Well,
being
just
so
like
serious.
yes, just like you said, today you gave yourself permission to be able just to
Yeah.
sit without the guilt or the judgment or the internal dialogue like, "Oh my God, I should be writing my book," as opposed to just sitting here reading a book, or I should be doing the laundry.
Yeah.
The more you allow that to happen, and the word here is allow, the more you free yourself up of your pain. Because again, now here comes that expression we said during the class a week ago. Sometimes there's a payoff to why we hold on to the pain, because that very pain allows us the permission to rest. And as women specifically, and some men suffer with this too, we feel guilty, we feel ashamed, we feel judged when we're just sitting and doing quote unquote nothing, whether it's reading a book or resting or closing our eyes or watching a movie or whatever it is that we're not physically having to do something.
Mhm.
And when we can sit back and if you know there's somebody that's going to judge you in regards to you just sitting, your answer to them when they say to you, well, Nancy, why are you not doing anything? Your answer to them most likely would be, my feet hurt. That person will
Mm.
be able to have compassion for you and then say to you, just rest then. As opposed to them just seeing it as, well, you're just resting. Why question? So when you can get to that point, and I love this expression, when you can get to that point of not caring what other people are thinking, you free yourself up of the need of holding on to your pain as your payoff to enjoy your book. Enjoy just sitting. Enjoy doing nothing. Because in our nothing time, there's a whole lot of something going on with the spiritual realm. When we quiet ourselves down, spirit literally gets a chance to chat with us indirectly. We get spiritual hits when we're quiet. So that I think that's fantastic, and I love that question. And yes, you're probably right. There are probably lots of people out there sitting there saying, "Well, yeah, when I sit and do nothing, I feel guilty or I'm ashamed or I feel like I should be doing something else." You're giving yourself permission. You're allowing yourself this time to be still, to relax, to read, to get through a book and enjoy it.
I know, right? And that's so true, to get through a book, right? I mean, I've
Yes,
got many books that I've started, but to actually sit and enjoy a book.
yes,
Oh, yeah.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Sweet. Mhm.
Any other questions?
You've covered it. You've covered it. I mean, what a beautiful experience. So often we want somebody to wave a magic wand and make everything just go away.
Yes, yeah,
It
and
takes all the
it would
fun.
be nice. And it would be nice if I could have came on and wave a wand and say, "All right, Nancy, are you ready to release?" And it's so funny because earlier today I was actually involved in a Facebook conversation, and the conversation that went on was, and the word the woman used was, it's impossible to heal from a trauma in one session. That was the bulk of the post. And her big in capital letters, she put, it's impossible. And a bunch of people chimed in with their opinions or whatever not. And someone mentioned it's not impossible to heal from a trauma in one session if you're ready and willing to heal. And that's a big part of it, is if we're ready and willing to heal. If we literally come into a session saying, you know what, intentionally I am ready to release whatever this is, and you have that intention
Mhm.
that you're ready to release it, it is most definitely possible to release a trauma in a healing session in one session. Definitely possible. However, sometimes a part of our trauma of healing is the journey that we're on from what we learn through our healing journey through that trauma. So through your discomfort in your feet, the different things you're learning about yourself every single day. And I usually always recommend to clients who are on their healing journey with a specific body part to keep a daily journal in regards to how you move through the day. You know, recognizing, as you recognized already, that the pain starts in your right. So you maneuver your weight a little bit so then that this way here it's less pain in the right, and then the left foot takes on all the pain. You know, and then it's like, okay, well, how long am I willing to do this before I decide I'm going to just sit for a little while so I can elevate my feet possibly and take the pain out of my feet so I can feel better. And just keeping this journal and allowing yourself to self-worth, self-value, self-heal, self-love. And these are all the little things that we start to learn about ourselves through our journey. So yes, as much as I would love to be that healer that can say, yes, Nancy, I'm going to heal you in this first session. You're going to walk off this session today and you're going to call me tomorrow and say, wow, my feet feel amazing and I haven't had any more pain since. That would be lovely to know. However, at the same token, that could happen. And it could also be where there's a journey here. There's something you're supposed to be learning about the discomfort. However, here's the magic. Close your eyes for a moment. Take a breath. Exhale that breath. I want you to think about what your day-to-day would feel like with your feet being pain-free. No inflammation, no shifting your weight from one foot to the other so you can eliminate the pain from the right to the left. Just imagine what that would feel like.
Got it.
Talk to me a little bit of what that would feel like for you to be to have your feet pain-free.
Easing through things. And what I mean by easing is just floating along, doing what I do, enjoying every moment. Yeah.
Now close your eyes again. I want you to begin to see that in your mind's eye. See yourself literally easing through things, pain-free. Literally allowing yourself to release the anger, whatever the anger is attached to. Sometimes we don't need to know what the anger is about. Sometimes we don't have to go to the story and dig it up to relive it. And if you can replace the word anger with something more uplifting, what word would you want to use?
Excitement, joy. Joy. Joy was the first one. It's always joy.
Exactly. So again, just envisioning every single day from this point forward, that is so easy for you to move through your day with joy, dancing, enjoying the things that you do from this point forward. Because again, when we focus on the discomfort's going to be there. When we focus on the joy and we love our feet, we caress our feet. When our feet get sore, we elevate them. We bring that balance in. And you being born in October, you're about balance. Libra is balance, bringing the balance back into your life. So sometimes when the feet hurt, it's just your body's way of saying, hey, Nancy, you got to bring a little bit more balance in. Rather than doing so much, how about just calming down and just sitting, allowing yourself to let go of the constant hustle and grind, and just bringing the balance in. So I want you to give me a number from 1 to 100. Give me a number from 1 to 100.
45.
Of course she would. Why would she not?
What was it? My favorites came in first, and then I'm like, and then it was 45. Yeah.
Yes. So before we break down the number 45, let's talk a little bit about the 4 and the 5. We already know what the 5 is because the 5 showed up in the Freedom card. The 4 is about the body. The 4 is about the body. It's about physically being in your body. It's about your foundation. It's about your structure. It's about your home. And I speak of home in 3 sections. Our work that we're here to do, our soul's work that you are now getting to do because you've left your 9 to 5. It is also about your family. And sometimes our family, including our children, our adult children, sometimes they go through their own journeys. And sometimes it's really, really challenging to watch and witness their hardships that they go through. And we take that on in our own body in one way or another, and we feel that. But the best thing we could do for them is let them know that we're there for them to support them on their journey, a spiritual support, an emotional support, And if you can, and when you can, maybe even a financial support. And if you can't, that's fine too. But holding space for them, and reminding them that this is temporary, that this is not a life sentence, and that eventually they're going to see their light, and that their door's going to open up to something brand new, and some magic is going to come through as they walk through the door. So when we think about that four, it's about the balance. It's about how we balance ourselves from one foot to the other, moving from one step to the next. That five, as we know, it's about the change. It's about the freedom. It's about the courageousness so you can make your changes. It's about your charisma. It's about your creativity. It's about self-expression. It's about fun. It's about adventure. Then we take the whole thing, which you already know, your nine, because that's your personal energy, your number for this year. This is about letting things go so you can transform. Decluttering what's in the mind out of the mind. Anything that weighs your mind down that you no longer need, you can let it go. You can transform. This is a completing cycle for you. This whole entire year is your year to complete what no longer serves the version you hold for yourself. Seeing all the different things that you want to be accomplished, that they're accomplished already. In addition to me asking you about a number from 1 to 100, the number 9 is going to act as your portal. Within the next 9 days, you will start to notice a difference in the energy in your feet. Over the next 9 days, you will start to notice the inflammation suddenly starts to smooth away. We already know that the anger's gone because we transformed the anger into joy.
Mhm.
The resentment or whatever it is you're resenting, or the energy you may be picking up from others, because of the work that you do as a life coach, you do pick up energy from other people. Very important to take that crystal and work through, because your feet are your sensitive area. Prior to your feet being inflamed, do you feel any other discomfort in any other part of your body, or is that your primary area you feel discomfort in?
Primary areas that little bit of lower back too. Similar.
Yeah.
Similar.
Well, lower back makes sense because when we are walking and our feet hurt and we're trying to distribute the weight, which means we're literally throwing off our gait. And by throwing off the gate, that's going to throw off the lower back as well. So very important, just as you would with the crystal, lay on the floor, bend your knees, and lift your hips up to strengthen the lower back so you can take any of the pressure that may be showing up in your lower back. Also pulling your knees very tightly into your chest to stretch the lower back too. Do some rocks on the floor, rock side to side. That will help, a little massage. And go get yourself a nice massage. Reflexology is perfect. A massage, like find a beautiful massage therapist that does a little bit of both. Reflexology and massage. 2 for the price of 1. And just know that within the next 9 days, over the course of 9 days, you will definitely see a difference in how your feet feel. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe, let me just make sure I'm right on this. Let's see, the fourth, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, a little past tense. We will experience the new moon in Pisces energy on the 10th. So theoretically, with that new moon's energy, that would be a perfect time for, again, calling in some new energy in reference to how your feet feel.
Mm-hmm.
Like definitely, I get a very strong feeling that within a matter of 9 days from now, you're going to be talking about a whole different conversation when it comes to your feet. Your feet are going to start to feel really, really good. It's very important as a maintenance plan to utilize the crystal on the bottom of your feet Do you work with
Mhm.
essential oils?
Yes. Yeah.
What essential oils do you have at home?
All of them.
Oh, what brand do you use if you don't mind me asking?
Uh, Aroma Head.
Do you have lavender?
Yep.
Rub some
And I've
lavender
got
on the bottom.
spikenard as well.
Say that one again.
Spikenard?
Yeah,
Spikenard.
couldn't do it. Yes.
Yeah.
Take both of them, rub them on the bottom of your feet when you go to bed at night. Also rub them on
Hmm.
the top of your feet too, because you don't just want to focus on the bottom. We want to get the top going on too. Because sometimes what happens is sometimes the pain is actually on the front and then
Hmm.
travels. So you want to make sure you get the whole thing. And what I'm also hearing too is rub a little bit of the lavender on the back of your legs, your calves. I get a sense that
Okay.
your calf muscles get really tight.
Hmm.
So
Yep.
again, that crystal on your calf and some of the oil on your calves as well, both of them.
Beautiful.
And
Love that.
9 days, I have a feeling you're going to be talking about a whole different conversation. Is there any other
Excellent.
questions that you have, or any comments, or anything you want to leave with our audience?
This was just lovely. This was absolutely lovely. I am so grateful. What a joy. What a true joy. Yeah.
Yes. And
Absolutely.
I'm extremely honored and grateful to be able to do this with Nancy today, specifically on this particular day, because it is March 3rd. And for those of you who may not be aware of the significance of March 3rd, when we speak of numerology, this is known as the 3-3 energy. Um, in numerology, there are three master numbers, and they are 11, 22, and 33. The month of March carries the vibration of the 11, which is about the master healer. So the entire month of March for 31 days, we're already almost in the fourth day of March, we have the ability to be the master healer, healing from whatever it is we need to heal. And before we throw out the confetti and get excited about it, we have to remind ourselves that being the master healer means that there's going to be something that's going to show up that you need to heal. So be mindful of that. It's also about being the master healer, where you get to shine light on others that may be in their darkest moment right now, and they may need your support so they can see the light as well. So when we think of this 3-3 energy, it is the only time, one time throughout the entire year, that we experience the 3-3 energy that comes close to that 33 energy as the master creator, master sacrificer. This energy carries a vibration of Jesus, Buddha, and the high priestess. This is a very big energy, and there's very few people that actually carry the 33 as their life path number. There's no one to my knowledge, and I've been doing this for quite some time, that carries the number 33 as their personal energy year number. So those who carry their birthdays on this particular day, the 3-3, they come closest to this vibration. So this is a very powerful day to do this work. So I thank you, Nancy, for being transparent, being open, because this took a lot of what's the word? I don't want to use the word guts, but it does. It took a lot of guts. It took a lot of trust, because this is the first time that Nancy and I are actually coming together to do this work together. So her feeling able to trust me enough to be vulnerable for her to share her story and go back and to discover whatever it might have been that's causing the discomfort in her feet. So Nancy, I do appreciate you trusting me to do this with you tonight. It's a true honor,
You are
and I appreciate it.
You're very, very welcome. Oh, great.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Thank you. So everybody who is watching, hopefully you got something out of this. And if for whatever the reasons, due to technology, and I did everything I was supposed to do when it came to sharing everything, I'm just not sure to why technology is being funky. So this will be on the replay. It will be available on my YouTube channel. I will be sending Nancy the link as well so she can share it out. So anybody who did not get a chance to actually watch this live will get a chance to watch it later. I do see that we do have 2 people watching. I'm not sure where they're watching from. If they're watching from YouTube, they're watching from Twitter. I'm not sure where they're watching from. I definitely do not see them on my Facebook page. So whoever it is that is watching, I thank you so much for being here with us today. And Nancy, again, it was a pleasure to be here, a pleasure to have your energy, to work with your energy. And just last moment, I want you to close your eyes again. We're going to close off the energy, visualizing this beautiful, beautiful golden light being supported by the heavens and by the earth. Thanking all of our angels who came in, our family members, fairies, ancestors who came in and joined in on this energy work to help us. We don't do this alone. We always have support. And as we connect, as we begin to disconnect this golden light from her and I, where she's going to get to go about herself, and I'm releasing my energy from her channel, which then releases me from whatever she's holding on to. Take a breath. And just slowly open up your eyes as you exhale your breath. Beautiful. All right, folks. It's been a pleasure. Till next time, have an awesome, awesome night, everybody.
Bye, guys.
There are 2 comments. Let's see what's going on here. But we do have somebody watching. Kitty says hello. She tried to go on Facebook, but she wasn't able to. What's going on up here? That is so funny. I don't know. I'm going to have to go and check to see what the hell I did. I don't know.